Hello, hello, Pizza Packs. Back with our sixth and final Dominaria Remastered Draft Booster. So, kind of wish I'd been able to get more, but I bought what I could. And yeah, it is what it is. So, so this set has been nothing but nostalgia for me. Some of my favorite times in Magic are covered in this. And it's just, for once, it is a very well put together remastered set. Like I had gripes about Time Spiral Remastered because of some of the stuff they included, but you know, that's what it is. I do like that they started doing well, I guess they didn't start with the retro frames there. I think they started doing them with the foils from with some foils in Modern Horizons 1, but whatever. I like the retro frame concept. It reminds me of my favorite times in Magic historically. So that, and I think it just looks better. Yeah, we've got packs 1 through 12, 13 through 24, and 25 through 36. So we're going to pull those out of the way and get started on box number 6. And here we go, pack 1. Let's get cracking. All right. Grossus's Catacomb, Stronach's Crusade, and Body Snatcher. Oh, Body Snatcher, number 8. I wish you were better. And then we get a Retro Frame Invigorating boon that is already a misprint. We get our misprint on first run. And then we get my favorite island and an ad card. Alright, so ad card. There. This also helps me frame my shot. You know, like I have some kind of skill in video recording, which I do not. Video recording is by no means a skill that I have come anywhere close to mastering. Uh, but I try to be a little better every day. Sticking in frame and knowing what a frame is and all that. Counterspell. Nice. Skirk Prospector. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to try and turn this into a meta kind of thing, kind of situation. This is Spinal Embrace number 7. We get a Terror and a Swamp. I do feel a little let down that they did Terror in the retro frame because I mean there's so many of them. They got printed multiple times in the original frames. And I mean I guess that art didn't, and it is a cool art, but you're not gonna beat the original Terror for me. Not like I'm gonna go out of my way to play Terror anyway, but because there are better versions that have been printed since. All right, we've got Savine's Reclamation. That's Savine's Reclamation number 5. Urborg Siphon Mage and Island with a Squirrel. Like Doomblade is a better terror, and Go for the Throat is a better terror. Like, so like most of the time it doesn't matter. Doomblade in a retro frame would have been nice, or Go for the Throat, which is also its standard relevant card right now. Fire Blast, nice. Battle Screech. Happy to see more of those, especially with how popular it is in Modern. All right, we got Mazavith. That is Mazavith number 11. Gem Palm Incinerator and a foil Damping Sphere. Very nice. That and a mountain and an elephant. We're gonna sleeve that up right now. This last thing I want is for that to get messed up, because that is pretty. Like, to me, brown artifacts are correct artifacts. Silver artifacts, you know, zoomers can keep them. Magic zoomers. Back in my day, our artifacts were brown and we liked it. Alright, pack number 5. Glintwing. Yeah. It just makes me sound old. Goblin Matron, Zombie Infestation, Spirit Monger. Chainer's Edict. Nice. Shivan Dragon? Speaking of back in the day. Shivan Dragon number 8. We have Lull with a misprint. That is misprinted Lull number 3. Planes and an insect token. Alright. Pack 6. Oh, wait, Kaya, and that looks like the Huey O'Reilly from Boondocks. I don't remember. It's probably been a decade since I've watched that show. High Tide. Very nice. Arcanus. As Arcanus number 9. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Misprinted Counterspell. Believe that is our 3rd one. Construct on the Mountain. Yeah, I gotta check. Is that our 3rd one or our 2nd one? That is our 3rd one. Alright, pack number 7. Excuse me. I think I see a borderless in there. Deep Analysis, Flame Tongue Kavu, Crop Rotation, nice. That is our 4th borderless Helm of Awakening, not including the foil borderless. We get a proper frame Undead Gladiator, my favorite island, and a Goblin. Alright. Helm of Awakening gets a sleeve. Very nice. I still have my original ones from, I believe, Vision. I'm pretty sure it was Visions. I hadn't played with them in years, and then I made a legacy deck about a year ago that ran it, and it has just been tons of fun to play. Chain Lightning, very nice. It used that and Mystic Forge and Karn to just play your whole deck super fast. All right, Pyre Zombie. That is Pyre Zombie number 8, which is approximately 8 more than I would have liked to have, but that's fine. A Spirit Link, Island, and a Griffin. Is Spirit Link really that sought after? That they felt it needed to be reprinted? Oh, snap! Street Wraith. Yes. We'd like to see those. Ornithopter, Goblin, Matron, Fire and Ice. Nice, nice. Then we get Savine's Reclamation. The Savine's Reclamation number 6. Okay, a retro frame Tatyova Benthic Druid. And it is also misprinted. We have a cyan and a green shift. Oh, that is trippy. So I'm gonna have to bring this in and refocus so that you can see it. But yeah, that's not actually blurry. That is the offset for the cyan and green layers being skewed ever so slightly. And it makes the art it makes it look blurry, or kind of like when you look at a 3D picture without, the old, red and blue 3D pictures without glasses on. So, all right. So we're gonna put that there. Hey, foiled Gerard's Verdict. Nice. Forest and a zombie. I remember there was a point in time where that would have been a $20 bill. All right. Pack 10. that time has long since passed, though. Wild Growth, Grape Shot. Oh, no snap. Break Asunder. Tatyova, Squirrel Nest, that Phantom Nishoba. Oh man. That's Phantom Nishoba, number 5. Cloud of Fairies and a mountain. An elephant. Yeah, Phantom Nishoba was a fun card. When it was first printed. It, I don't particularly want it taking up my rare slot and my retro slot at the same time. Like, Chain Lightning, Call of the Herd, Circular Logic, Nantuko Monastery. Nice, nice, nice. We have Jester's Cap, number 12. Juggernaut, and Forest. Another card that I'd really prefer not to take up my retro slot is Juggernaut, because I have so many of them. I still have probably 20 beta ones. Because they were so good. So good at the time. Nightscape Familiar, and now they are not. Power creep is real. Opposition! Nice, that is our 3rd opposition. White Mane Lion, Swamp, and an Elephant token. Alright, that was pack 12, and that rounds out our first stack. Move on to our second stack. Alright. Pack 13. Let's see if it's our lucky 13, as the last few have been. Ember Beast. Peregrine Drake. I see a Borderless. Break Asunder. Deep Analysis. Damping Sphere. Nice. Intuko Monastery. Faceless but Gamble. And a Frantic Search. That is Gamble number 7. That is at least our third borderless. Although 2 of the borderless were foils. So, you know, not upset about that. Mountain and a cat token. All right. Let's put a sleeve on that before we mess it up. Speaking of another card that I still have my other ones. Still have my original gambles, which were Tempest, I think. So Tempest or Mirage, but I think it was Tempest. It's mid 90s, one of the two. And Tempest was such a good set. Turnabout. Vamp Tutor. Heck yeah. That is our third Vamp Tutor. Mog War Marshal, very nice. Plains and a cat token. All right, pack 15. Started off with Empty the Warrens. Mog War Marshal, Factor Fiction, very nice. Pain and Suffering. You get a Sulfuric Vortex. That is number 6. We get a Retro Frame Drawner's Crusade, which is downshifted from rare to uncommon. Mountain and a bird token. Let's see. We still need Force of Will. Like, and we still need some more Force of Wills, Sylvan Library, Sarah Avatar. We're actually really close to pulling a playset of the set. Time Stretch, Opposition, Vamp Tutor, Last Chance, Kamal, which I don't want. I don't want another Kamal. Not Collector, which I don't really want. Yeah, that's... Oh, and Urza's Incubator. There is a foil retro frame in the back of this. It's white, which means it's either White Mane Lion, Sarah Angel. Oh, retro Last Chance. That is Last Chance number 4. We're happy about that. Wild Growth and a foil retro Savannah Lions. Nice. Last Chance. You can stay in. Forest and a bird token. And then got this nice shiny retro foil Savannah Lions. Like, this used to be the pinnacle of white weenie aggression. And that was so long ago. Alright, pack 17. I mean, it was very good until, like, the last 10 years. Maybe. Yeah, I don't remember when they started making everything well, putting, a 2-1-for-1 in almost every set for a while. Urza's Incubator, number 4, and it's borderless, which is very nice. And we get our 4th misprinted Faudius here. Swamp and a construct token. That pack 17. Mwah, chef's kiss. Very good. Now we just need some Force of Wills. All right, pack 18. You know, a friend of mine pulled 3 Force of Wills in 2 booster packs. Yep, I'm very happy for him, but I'm very unhappy that I've not gotten more than 3. Phantom Nishoba, that is the wrong direction. It's Phantom Nishoba number 6. We have Valduk, Forest, and an insect token. Yeah, he pulled as many Force of Wills as I've pulled so far in 11 and a half boxes. Granted, in 6 collector's boxes and 5.5 draft boxes, in 2 booster packs. So mad. So mad that it wasn't me. All right, we got Crawl Space. That is Crawl Space number 8. Yeah, Crawl Space number 8. 2 of my lines are very close together. Phyrexian Rager, Island, got one. You know, I'm happy for him. He was very jealous. Because one of his was a foil retro, which, if I remember correctly, is the most expensive one. And then he had a borderless foil and a borderless one. And I'm like, what? Like, how big is the horseshoe up your butt, man? Like, like how do you have that kind of luck? 7. This is Vexing Sphinx number 8. Retro Chain Lightning and a foil crop rotation. Very nice. And a swamp and a zombie token. Always nice to get extra foil crop rotations. Although I do have a playset of Urza's Legacy set foils. Which is hilarious, because again, like, I'm not a huge fan of foils. Because they tend to not wear well, and they tend to curl, and the last thing I want is to get judge called, because my cards are coiling. Alright, Windborn Muse Borderless, very nice. That is Windborn Muse number 6. Then a Mesa Enchantress. That is ever so slightly cyan shifted. That is a misprint in the same way that our Sarah Angel was misprinted. You can see it on the lines with the border really well. Plains and a Sapperling. Let's put our borderless card in a sleeve. Then doesn't get banged up. Move on to pack 22. All right. Lotus Blossom. That is Lotus Blossom number 12, which is a few more than I would have preferred, and then another misprinted Ovenize. I think we have a playset. Or no, we have 3. Yeah, we have 3. Just fine. Now I kind of want to playset. Like, yeah. Pack 23. Like, we want a couple more high tides. Just so I can just make a whole. I want to make a whole high tide deck. That's misprinted retro frame stuff. Newskeeper Absorb. Number 13. It's enough absorbs. Another Savannah Lions, Swamp, a Squirrel. Rounding out the second stack, it's pack 24. All right. I see a borderless, and I think it's a street wraith. Pretty sure would put us at a place at a borderless street wraiths. Elvish Spirit Guide, yeah. And street wraith. Mother, I hunger. No Mercy. Oh, yes. That is No Mercy, number 7. And a foil Sylvan Library? And an Impulse. That's our 4th misprinted Impulse, I think. Foil Sylvan Library. That puts us at a playset of Sylvan Libraries. Very nice. And a forest with a goblin token. Like, I am. Yes. Come on, 4th Force of Will. All right. We're down to the last stack, the last box. Pack 25. That was a good end to the stack. Break Asunder, Gem Palm, Woodland Cemetery. That is Woodland Cemetery number 8. Retroframe, Empty the Warrens, and a foil Retroframe Arborea. Mountain and a Sapperling. Very nice. So there's a fun combo with Arborea and I forget the name of the card. Well, I mean, Vidalcan Orrery is one of them. What is the name of the card where you can play lands on your opponent's turn? Is it Burgeoning? Is Burgeoning the one that? I feel like that's right. Yeah, Arborea and Burgeoning. Burgeoning, whenever your opponent plays a land, you can play a land. You can put a land into play. And then you just play spells on your opponent's turn, and they can never attack you. Borderless Grim Lavamancer. That is actually really cool looking. It is Grim Lavaman, number 8. And another misprinted Deadwood Treefolk. And Plains. We have to shift up that. Alright. A lot of misprints. This is 27. Really nice Grim Lavamancer. Wild Growth, Grape Shot, Snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. And an Elvish Spirit Guide. Oh, man. Rith the Awakener in a retro frame again. I think we have a playset of these now. Hold at least 3. As Rith the Awakener number 5. Sunclasp and Forest with a sheep token. I don't think we've seen a sheep in a little while. Alright, 28? No. Yes, pack 28. Alright. Fire Blast and a really weird looking Dark Depths. Plus a misprinted. Why does that look so weird? Another misprinted Wild Dogs. And an island. That just looks weird. Dark Depths. That is Dark Depths number 5. Like, it looks washed out. It looks clean though. It looks like they like missed a color or something. Hmm. Right. Pack 29. Street Wraith. Always a good way to start it off. Zombie Infestation, Spiritmonger, Retro Frame Isolated Chapel. That is Isolated Chapel number 8. Pretty sure we've gotten to a playset of Retro Frame ones now. Forest and an elephant. Like 90% sure now. Oh, snap! And a Street Wraith. Nice. Mindstone. Duress. High Tide. Battle Screech. Man. Commons and uncommons. Very good. Battle Screech is slightly miscut. Nantuko Shade. I see a foil swords. That's Nantuko Shade number 9. Icy Manipulator. I don't know that I like that art as much as the original. But then we get a foil swords. Very nice. Mountain and a cat token. Oh boy. That was pack 30. Now pack 31. Sorry if the energy level's coming down. I'm starting to get tired. It's been a long day, and It's like 11 o'clock at night. Chainer's Edict, nice. Sulphur Falls. Sulphur Falls number 6. Then we get another retro dress, my favorite island, and an insect token. Right. Pack 32. Familiar. Manowar. Deep Anal. Tormund Script. Tiana and Lotus Blossom. Lotus Blossom number 13. Plains and a Goblin token. I don't think Lotus Blossom is particularly highly played anymore. Like, it had its time and place. And those were both in the past at this point. Momentary Blink. Wild Growth, Grave Shot, Snap. They're almost always together. In that exact order, too. And I love it. Remote Isle, or Islet. Isle. Remote Isle. Best string. Flame Tongue Kavu. Gamble. Nice. That's Gamble number 8. We have pulled 2 playsets of Gambles. And we got our 4th misprinted Wild Growth. Retro frame Wild Growth. That's awesome. And a Plains. That Plains is from Mirage, if I remember correctly. Like 99% sure that's from Mirage. Big ol' thunderstorm. Medic. This is pack 34. Werebear, Goblin Matron, Ornithopter, all nice. Swords, Squirrel Nest, and Umbilicus. And a retro frame Street Wraith. We've definitely pulled a playset of these now. And a foil Savine's Reclamation, which is Savine's Reclamation number 7. Then the Onslaught Forest, and an Elemental. You know, I've got some friends that have the weird habit of calling swords to plowshares plow. Uh, which, you know, over the years I've always heard it called swords, or it's stoop, or stiap, um, or sometimes just stop. It's STP, put an O in there, it's stop. Um, but never plow. Plow has always been plow under, or oh, there was another card that had plow in it. It's a red card from Kamigawa that's just not coming to mind. But yeah, plow has almost always been plow under for most of the people that I've played with. Glory. It's Glory number 8. Rain Golem, Swamp, and an Elephant. Now we are to the final pack. Yeah, plow just that doesn't make sense. Because it's swords to plowshares, not plow to sword shares, or you know, plowshares to swords, or something like that. Like that. Um, yeah, it's one of those things that kind of It's like, why? Nice. Street Wraith. Ovenize. I think there's a Borderless Chainer's Edict in here. Chain Lightning. Nice. Frantic Search. Congregate. Wax and Wane. Oh, it's a High Tide. And then we get an Arcanus the Omnipotent to close things out. This is Arcanus number 10. I believe I pulled a playset of Borderless High Tides, which I'm happy about. Phyrexian Ghoul and Swamp with a Goblin token. All right. So let's take a look at our misprints. Very happy about the Sylvan Library. So we got Ovenize, we got an Impulse, we got a Mesa Enchantress, which is just technically misprinted. Like it's not, doesn't jump out at you. Yeah, we got some good stuff. And this time we got 3 retro frame foils. Damping Sphere, Savannah Lions, and Arborea. Let's see. All right, so we completed a playset of Wild Growths. We have 3 counter spells, at least 3 lulls, although this one is just barely misprint. Pretty sure we finished a playset of Fa'adius Years. Yeah, so we ended up with 3 lulls, 3 wild dogs, 2 Deadwood Tree Folk. Yeah, we ended up with a playset of Fa'adius here. Very nice. And then oh, I did not organize the blue cards. Oh, we definitely ended up with a okay, so we ended up with some number of these. Okay, so we ended up with a playset of so we ended up with 3 frantic searches and 3 misprinted frantic searches. 1 Factor Fiction, 2 Peregrine Drake, 1 Turnabout, 3 Counterspell. But we got a playset of Ovenize and a playset of Impulse. So that's cool. Like I am here for that. I thought I had more turnabouts than that. Like I could have sworn I pulled more retro frame turnabouts than that. I may have just not pulled them out. But ended up with a playset of misprinted Ovenize, 3 misprinted Counterspell. Our tokens over there. A playset of misprinted impulses, which I'm actually really happy about because I've got a deck that I am planning to build in standard that uses it. So I'm gonna use my retro frame misprints in standard, which is gonna be so cool. Like I'm actually kind of giddy about it. Then we got two high tides, which I wish we'd gotten a few more, and three frantic searches. So unfortunately, frantic search isn't really playable in anything because it's banned in Pauper. It's pretty sure it's banned in Legacy. Fairly sure it's restricted in Vintage. So I don't know, I might just have to make a fun for me, uh, yeah, misprinted high tide deck that likely ends up being none of my friends want to play against it. Uh, Not that I play much. I never play kitchen table. I never really play kitchen table Magic, so um, it's probably just not worth building. But it is what it is. Don't forget. Thank you for joining me on this venture. I have had an absolute blast opening these, even though I am very tired right now. Because it's pretty late. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's after midnight. Um, it's a few minutes after midnight. So, but don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Um, all that good stuff for the YouTubes. If you want to, if you want to watch more, there should be a playlist or new video here and a suggested video, somewhere around here. Um, so yeah, until the next one, stay awesome, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.